I want to ask you, in all of your fights, who would you say hit you the hardest punch?
Sonny Liston, one of the most feared heavyweight champions in boxing history.
Cassius also said, Sonny, that you were spying on him, and he just now said from his dressing room that he's going to cut it from 8 to 6.
Was a figure who commanded both awe and animosity. Known for his raw power, intimidating presence, and ruthless fighting style, Liston became a legend in the ring. But his dominance and sometimes controversial persona off the ring created friction with many of his contemporaries. Over the years, numerous boxers expressed open dislike, mistrust, or even fear of Liston. Liston's life was full of mystery, hardship, and controversy. Born into poverty, he developed a reputation for toughness early on. In the ring, he was nearly unstoppable at his peak, striking fear into opponents before the first bell even rang. Outside of the ring, his alleged ties to organized crime, intimidating personality, and outspoken demeanor made him both respected and hated in equal measure.
You just have to wait until morning comes before you know what.
Today, we explore 10 boxers who reportedly hated Sonny Liston, their reasons, and the stories behind their animosity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more inside stories from the world of boxing and beyond. 1. Muhammad Ali. Before becoming one of the greatest boxers of all time, Muhammad Ali was known as Cassius Clay, the brash young contender who challenged Sonny Liston for the heavyweight championship. Their first fight in 1964 was legendary, not just for the outcome but for the tension that preceded it.
Egyptians and Germans.
Ali's cocky trash talk, taunting, and flamboyant demeanor enraged Liston, who was known for his stoic and intimidating presence. Liston reportedly hated Ali's antics, viewing them as disrespectful and provocative. The constant verbal jabs, exaggerated poses. 2. Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson, a former heavyweight champion himself, had a complicated relationship with Liston.
The crowd yelling, but Patterson only hitting Ali's gloves. And this round is almost over.
While he never expressed outright hatred publicly, sources close to the boxing world suggest that Patterson resented Liston's bullying behavior and the fear he instilled in opponents. Liston was notorious for his intimidating stare-downs, heavy-handed sparring, and psychological tactics, which many boxers, including Patterson, found unnerving. Patterson, who valued discipline, skill, and sportsmanship, reportedly found Liston's reliance on intimidation distasteful. Their paths crossed indirectly, and Patterson observed how Liston dominated fighters not just with strength, but with fear. 3. Sonny Banks. Sonny Banks, a promising contender in the early 1960s, reportedly disliked Liston for both his in-ring brutality and off-ring reputation. Banks, who faced many formidable opponents, viewed Liston's combination of raw power and menacing presence as a constant threat to the integrity of the sport. Liston's penchant for intimidation and his perceived arrogance rubbed Banks the wrong way. Even though they never fought directly, Banks expressed disdain for Liston's style, criticizing his reliance on sheer strength over strategic finesse. 4. Cleveland Williams. Cleveland Williams, another heavyweight contender of the era, had a deep-seated dislike for Sonny Liston. Williams was known for his incredible punching power and disciplined training, and he reportedly resented Liston for the ease with which Liston intimidated and dismantled opponents. Williams' hatred stemmed not only from professional rivalry, but also from personal ethics. He valued hard work, preparation, and tactical skill, whereas Liston relied heavily on psychological intimidation and raw power. 5. Zora Folley. Zora Folley, a skilled heavyweight with a methodical approach to boxing, reportedly had a strained relationship with Sonny Liston. Folley's style emphasized technique, patience, and strategic movement, qualities that clashed with Liston's raw aggression and intimidation tactics. Liston's dominance in the ring frustrated Folley, who prided himself on technical mastery rather than brute force. Sources suggest that Folley disliked the way Liston's presence altered the dynamics of every fight, forcing opponents to fight fear as much as skill. 6. Bob Foster. Bob Foster, a future light heavyweight champion, reportedly had contempt for Sonny Liston during the early stages of his career. Foster observed how Liston's sheer size, strength, and psychological intimidation unnerved even the most confident fighters. Foster, who prided himself on courage, technical skill, and composure under pressure, reportedly found Liston's reliance on fear tactics to be distasteful. While Foster admired Liston's power, he disapproved of the way Liston seemed to dominate not just physically, but mentally. Foster's disdain reflected the sentiment of many boxers who valued technique and sportsmanship over sheer intimidation. 7. Ernie Terrell. Ernie Terrell, another contemporary heavyweight, reportedly held strong feelings against Sonny Liston. Terrell, known for his disciplined style and tactical approach, disliked Liston's tendency to overpower opponents with aggression and psychological manipulation. Terrell's animosity stemmed from Liston's reputation for bullying and intimidation, both in training and during public events. Terrell viewed Liston as a dangerous figure whose dominance relied heavily on fear rather than skill. Their encounters in the boxing world highlighted a clash of philosophy: Liston's raw power and intimidation versus Terrell's methodical and disciplined approach. 8. Henry Cooper, British heavyweight. Henry Cooper, known for his skillful left hook and legendary battles.
Now, what did he nail you with a left hand?
Left, right. I think he kicked me once.
Reportedly held a personal dislike for Sonny Liston. Cooper, who valued technical skill and fair play, found Liston's aggressive, sometimes ruthless tactics distasteful. Cooper's animosity also stemmed from Liston's fearsome reputation. Many boxers of the era, including Cooper, admitted that Liston's presence in the ring created tension before the first punch was thrown. Cooper respected Liston's ability, but disliked the psychological games and offering controversies surrounding the American heavyweight. Their indirect rivalry fueled Cooper's frustration, which was expressed in interviews and boxing circles at the time. 9. Sonny Liston's. It wasn't just his official opponents who harbored dislike. Many of Liston's sparring partners and gym contemporaries reportedly developed a grudging hatred for his attitude and approach to training. Liston's sheer physical dominance and intimidating presence created resentment among fellow fighters who had to spar with him daily. Sources describe Liston as someone who was unyielding in the gym, often using his immense power to assert dominance over partners. This led to feelings of fear, frustration, and animosity among those who had to prepare for competitive bouts while enduring his menacing presence. These behind-the-scenes tensions illustrate how Liston's aura of intimidation extended beyond official fights and into every corner of the boxing world. 10. Archie Moore. Archie Moore, one of the most respected fighters in boxing history, reportedly had a complicated and antagonistic relationship with Sonny Liston. Moore, known for his intelligence, skill, and longevity in the sport, disliked Liston's reliance on intimidation over technical mastery. Moore viewed Liston as a fighter who often relied on fear and brute force rather than the strategic finesse that Moore valued. Interviews and anecdotes suggest that Moore disapproved of Liston's approach both inside and outside the ring. Their interactions, whether in commentary, sparring, or public appearances, highlighted a mix of respect for Liston's power and personal dislike for his methods. Moore's disdain reflects the broader sentiment of seasoned fighters who appreciated skill but were unsettled by Liston's dominant and often threatening persona. Despite these rivalries, Liston's impact on the sport is undeniable. He forced opponents to confront fear as much as skill, reshaped the heavyweight division, and left a lasting legacy that continues to fascinate boxing fans. The hatred he provoked only underscores the aura of power and intimidation that made him one of the most feared and legendary figures in boxing history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Sonny Liston's turbulent relationships with his peers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more inside stories from the world of boxing and beyond.